Hello everyone, I'm Breffy1322 and this video is going to show the fastest fully upgraded commercial vehicles in terms of top speed. We're quickly going to go over the slowest vehicles right now, and as always the position counter is in the top left with the actual top speed the vehicle achieved in the top right. This video only focuses on straight line performance, so if you're interested in racing where braking, cornering and acceleration are all relevant, check the link in the description for the lap time testing series, and if you want to know more information about this testing, including the extent to which it's accurate and how useful it is for you personally, have a read of the full description as everything that you need is in there. This video lists all vehicles and is correct as of the Supersport series update. For vehicles added after that or other classes of cars, check the playlist linked in the second line of the description, and feel free to check out my Patreon if you want to get these testing results a few days before the videos go up every Thursday. So the commercials class, we had the lap time testing video for this last week, and now we've got the top speeds. This is again same with the utility vehicles, something that I've never done. I've never tested the top speeds for these vehicles, and we do have some interesting results. So obviously first up we had the tanker, which is no surprise that that is the slowest. Again, that's attached to a Phantom, which is the quickest of the sort of vanilla GTA big rigs that we got when the first game was first released. Then we had the two mules that were a lot closer in terms of top speed there than they were in terms of lap time, but the armoured version of the mule that came with the heist update was definitely quicker. And then we had the hauler, which is, you know, even slower than the trailer here. Again, as I said in the lap time testing video, there's no difference to the trailer, the big boxy trailer or the flatbed trailer. They're the same thing really in terms of, you know, performance and things like that. But yeah, the trailer with a Phantom with a trailer on the back of it is actually quicker than a hauler without anything on at all. So that just goes to show how slow the hauler is. Then we have kind of a big jump from that first group to this sort of middle group in the commercials class, starting with the Phantom with an 82.5 mph top speed. Everything that we saw previously was sort of around the 70 mph area. And interestingly, the Phantom, although the Phantom is the quickest around a track for the big rigs, at least for the three big rigs that we had when the game was first released, it's not the quickest in terms of top speed. We'll see what the quickest is very shortly. But yeah, the Biff here in 8th place, 83.5. They're actually relatively close together, all of these vehicles, in terms of top speed, and I guess that's kind of to be expected. They're all the same type of vehicle. The Stockade actually shares exactly the same top speed as the Biff, 83.5. Obviously it gets that position because it's quicker around a track, but yeah, they're all very, very similar vehicles. You know, they're not all that much different in terms of engine power, you know, traction, all that kind of stuff. Obviously traction has no effect on top speed, but you know, when I'm talking about lap times as well, they are all relatively close, just because there's not an awful lot of difference between the vehicles in terms of their handling files and the way that they perform, the way that they've been programmed. So 6th place here we've got the Packer. This is the quickest of the old style big rigs, as I mentioned, you know, slightly quicker by a few miles per hour than the Phantom, which is pretty interesting that the Phantom gets that lap time difference. You know, it's better in terms of lap time, but the Packer is the better one in terms of top speed. And then in 5th place, into the top 5, we see basically the vehicle that has the biggest difference from its lap time position to its top speed position, with the Pounder, 85.8 mph top speed, which, you know, isn't anything special. You can maybe compare it to some of the vans, but it's nothing special overall. But for the commercials class, it does pretty well to get into 5th place, and obviously it's been held back in terms of its lap time from its lack of ability to get around the corners relatively quickly. Now in 4th place we've got the Benson, 89.8 mph, significantly better than what we just saw from the Pounder. The Benson is a good all-round vehicle, and without the top 3 vehicles, it's the same top 3 that we saw in the lap time testing video, the Benson would be the out-and-out best commercial class vehicle. But that's not the case, because we have first up the Phantom Wedge in 3rd place. So this gets a top speed of 98.5 mph, so we've taken a huge jump. Basically it's the same story as what we saw for the lap times, that these top 3 vehicles, these vehicles that have been put into the commercials class that have been newly added to the game, are just far and away better than everything else. But ultimately in 2nd place it is the Hauler Custom, only just in second place, so the top three are all pretty close together. The Hauler Custom is a few mile/hour quicker than the Phantom Wedge, with only the top two vehicles breaking that 100 mph barrier. The Hauler Custom with a 102.0 mph top speed, and then the vehicle that is the only one that's left, obviously the opposite number to the Hauler Custom, the Phantom Custom, that gets a top speed of 103.5. At this point, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already for new testing videos every Thursday and update videos when new cars are released, and check out other classes in the playlist. So very close, and like I said with the lap time testing video, when you put the MOC trailer on the back of these vehicles, obviously the MOC is just the trailer, when you put that onto the back of these vehicles, the top speeds do come down. You know, we saw the top speed for the MOC in the utility vehicles video, and the difference between them gets much smaller as well, to the point where it's almost negligible. So when you're trying to decide which one to have to add to your MOC, it really doesn't matter, to be honest. The Hauler Custom is generally the better one when you have the MOC on the back, but ultimately it doesn't make all that much difference. But when they are separated and just on their own, the Phantom Custom is 1.5 mph quicker than the Hauler Custom, but the difference is not that much. As you can see from the comparison here, by the time we make it to the end of this entire stretch of road, the difference between them isn't all that much. So they're both very close, and both of them, along with the Phantom Wedge, are much better than everything else in the commercial vehicles class that we previously used to have. But that's pretty much it for this video. Remember that we've got industrial, military, service, emergency, all those classes to go through, all those non-raceable classes still to come. But for this one, that's it. Remember to read the description for more info, comment with your thoughts, like the video if you enjoyed or found it helpful, subscribe for more, and consider supporting on Patreon. Thank you all so much for watching, I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.